Hey, warriors. So, anyways, I want to talk about something that a lot of people are noticing, but nobody's really explaining it. That I've noticed, anyways. They're not explaining it clearly, anyway. Your psychic gifts, your intuition, your knowing, your senses are all turning on. You know, and it's not random, it's not coincidence. It's literally, how the human system works when it starts healing. You know, why psychic gifts are activating during healing. Here's the thing: nobody told us growing up. You know, your intuition was never broken; it was buried. That's number one. You know, um, trauma, stress, survival mode, all of that forces your nervous system, to prioritize one thing, get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Not connect you to your inner knowing, you know, listen to your higher self, sense what's beyond the physical. So, so what happens when you start healing? The survival layers, fall away. The noise gets quieter, you know. Your system finally has space to hear the truth, you know, under underneath. You see what I'm saying? So when the psychic abilities show up, you know, the knowing things before you think, the dreams that feel like messages, feeling of energy in a room, the instant clarity, about people's intentions, the downloads that feel like someone dropped a, thought straight into your brain. You know what I mean? You're not becoming psychic, you're returning to the sensitivity you were born with. Okay. But now you're strong enough to actually use it. Okay. Healing doesn't give you gifts. Like I said, I don't call them gifts. I call them talents because look what you went through for them to show up. Okay. But healing unlocks the talents you already carry. Okay. Um, why so many people are waking up psychically right now. If your gifts are feeling stronger this year, or you're not imagining it, plain and simple. I don't care. We're in a massive collective shift. People are emotionally cracking open, literally. Even myself, my brain has never been more clearer. Okay? I have never, had such just clear, fast, confident knowing. Trust me. And it just keeps getting stronger. But, people are waking up spiritually and, energetically becoming, more sensitive. And here's the reason, okay? The collective nervous system is at a breaking point. When enough people get tired of numbing and tired of pretending and, tired of carrying generational trauma, the pressure forces an awakening. Not to, I mean, plus we're all hearing everybody else doing it. So everybody's, realizing and seeing the truth that it's a much better way of living, pretty much is what's going on. Pain pushes people into clarity, and clarity activates, intuition. People are healing faster than ever, because this generation is sweeping trauma, isn't sweeping trauma underneath the rug. They're not, you know what I mean? We're talking about it. We're, breaking patterns and, raising children differently. We're ending toxicity in, real freaking time. Okay. And when healing accelerates, intuition accelerates right along with it. That's just the world we're living in now. The world's energy is louder. Even if someone isn't spiritual, they're feeling the pressure. I've been hearing it all over the place. The lies, the truth coming out, the collective chaos, it's waking people up. A shift this big affects everybody. Like I said, it's affecting everybody. You know, Psychic gifts respond to energy, and energy is off the charts right now. You know, the veil between consciousness and subconsciousness is thinning. I mean, dreams are getting vivid. You're hearing it just like I am. Intuitions hits harder. People feel things, before they happen. Um, like I said, I'm experiencing some crazy stuff. This is happening worldwide, not because something magical is happening out there, but because something fundamental is happening inside us. We are becoming more truthful within ourselves, and truth wakes up psychic ability. We're finally safe enough to feel again. you know for centuries, intuition got people punished, rejected, ignored. Now people want to listen. I don't know, people want to understand. They want that connection. Safety opens gifts. Safety allows, sensitivity. Safety invites, intuition back to the surface. So if your intuition is loud right now, dreams feel real. If you're picking up energy or seeing through, people faster than ever, you're not losing it. You're waking up. And your talents, you know, aren't some random spiritual upgrade. Okay? They are your natural abilities coming back online. Okay? Because your system is healing. And you're not the only one. Millions of people, are experiencing the same thing at the same time. Like I said before, don't let anybody act like they're special, because we're all special. Very special. And way more powerful than we grew up thinking we were. But anyways, it's because we're moving out of survival, as a collective, and moving into awareness, you know. This is what awakening actually looks like, legends. Love you.